Welcome if you're tired, overwhelmed, or quietly breaking inside. Let these words hold you. When I feel overwhelmed by hurt, I will trust God's peace to guard my heart and mind. When I doubt my success, I will remember that God's plans for me are filled with hope, prosperity, and a bright future. When I feel angry and broken, I will remember that God is near to heal my spirit. When I am tired of fighting, I will be still and trust that God fights for me. When I grieve for what I have lost, I will trust God's promise to comfort me. When I worry about my marriage, I will remember that with God at the center, we are not easily broken. When I feel burdened by regret, I will focus on the new things God is doing in my life. When I worry about my husband, I will trust God's wisdom and surrender our path to Him. When I feel tired and overwhelmed, I will go to God for rest and strength. When words wound me, I will speak God's truth over my life, that I am loved, worthy, and enough. When I fear lack, I will trust that God will provide for all my needs out of His abundant riches. When I feel guilty for the past, I will release my guilt to God, trusting in His forgiveness and grace. When I feel wounded by my kids' actions, I will guard my heart with God's love and wisdom. When my kids' words hurt me, I will choose to forgive them as God forgives me with love and grace. When I fear for my children's safety, I will trust that God has commanded His angels to guard them. When I worry about money, I will seek God's kingdom first, trusting that He will provide everything I need. When I feel hurt, I will choose to forgive and release the pain to God's hands. When I don't understand why things are happening, I will trust that God is working all things for my good. When I feel limited, I will trust that God can do immeasurably more than I can imagine. When I feel guilty for my kids' pain, I will trust God to heal their wounds and restore them. When I worry about my kids' path, I will trust that God's plan for them is good and that He is guiding them. When I feel like I have failed as a mother, I will lean on God's grace, which is enough for me. When I struggle in my marriage, I will choose to love with patience and kindness, trusting God's love to fill the gaps. When I feel unworthy, I will remember that God's love for me is everlasting and unfailing. When I feel worthless, I will remember that I am God's chosen and beloved daughter. When I feel crushed by the words, I will trust that God is near to heal my broken heart. When I fear what is being lost, I will